Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Sahara. I'm head of the Department of Economics, Faculty of Economics and Management, IPB University. I'm presenting on behalf of IPB team for the topic Situation Challenges along the Indonesia's dairy value chain. And this is the outline of my presentation, starting from the introduction, research objectives, key result and discussion, and a conclusion and a policy implication. Let me start with the introduction. The dairy market in Indonesia is still dependent on imported milk products. As we can see here, during the 2017 until 2020, imported milk contributed more than 77% of national milk demand. And during the same period, the average growth of milk production in Indonesia was about 8.1%, while the average growth of domestic needs was about 2%. The growth of milk production is 4 times higher than the growth of domestic needs. However, since the absolute number of domestic milk consumption far exceed the domestic milk production, Indonesia still relies on imported milk to fulfill the domestic needs. The government of Indonesia actually has invested substantial resources into the national dairy sector, aiming to increase domestic production. Likewise, the private sector has also invested in developing infrastructure and building capacity to improve the growth of the Indonesian dairy sector. Through this effort, the domestic milk production can be increased along with increase in the dairy farmers' income. Several challenges, however, faced by the actors along the value chain related to the effort to increase domestic milk production, starting from input market, farm level, processing, and distribution activities. Therefore, it is important to identify opportunities and challenges along the Indonesia's dairy value chain. The study team conducted a focus group discussion and deep interviews with actors along the value chain in 2018 in West Java province. As we know, West Java is one of the main production zones of milk in Indonesia. And in order to capture the COVID impact, the study team conducted interview with farmers, cooperative, and processor during the COVID-19 pandemic in 2021 in West Java province as well. The respondents include the representative of input suppliers, farmers, cooperative, milk processor and retailers, modern retails, and Indonesian Cooperative Association, known as GKSI. Moving on to the result and discussion, because of time constraint, I will only present the key result from the study. Based on the survey, the dairy value chain in West Java can be described in this figure. Farmers actually obtain inputs from suppliers. In some cases, cooperative also provide assistance for some important input to the farmers, such as concentrate, medicine, and a vitamin. About 95% of farmers sell their fresh milk to the cooperatives, and the majority of cooperative, about 80 until 90%, deliver fresh milk to the big milk processor, whom then sell the dairy product to the distributor, and from the distributor go to the retailers. Some fresh milk from cooperative is sold to the home industry, about 5%. And in order to increase added value, some cooperative process fresh milk into several derivative products, such as yogurt, ice cream, and milk crackers. And only about 5% of farmers sell their product to small milk processors, such kind of processors own cafe or restaurant in which they sell beverage products directly to consumer. And this table shows the specific roles of each actor along the value chain. As we can see here, the main roles of input suppliers are providing feed, equipment, and veterinary care for cattle. And for farmers, their main role is to maintaining cattle and supplying fresh milk. It is important to note that in Indonesia, the majority of farmers are smallholders, owning 2 until 3 cattle. And then for most farmers, dairy production is the primary source of income. And the main roles of dairy cooperative are linking farmers to milk processors, and they also providing technical and managerial skills for farmers, financial support, and market access. And for milk processors, they transforming fresh milk to derivative milk products such as pasteurized milk, ultra high temperature milk, yogurt, and cheese. And for the retailers, they are selling milk products to end consumer. Before COVID-19 pandemic, we asked the perception of actors along dairy value chain related to the future of their dairy business and the national dairy sectors. These figures show the perception of the cooperatives. As we can see here, the cooperatives were optimistic about the future of their dairy business and the national dairy sector. Similarly, as we can see from these figures, the processors were also optimistic about the future of their dairy business and the national dairy sectors. These figures show the small medium enterprises and retailers' perception on the future of their dairy business and the national dairy sector. As we can see here, both small medium enterprises and retailers were optimistic about the future of their dairy business and national dairy sector. What about the perception of actors along the dairy value chain during COVID-19 pandemics? Our survey shows that farmers, processors, and cooperatives are optimistic about the future of their dairy business. These figures show the average price of milk per liter. As we can see here, before COVID-19 pandemic, the price of milk range from 4,350 rupiah to 4,850 rupiah per liter. And during the COVID-19 pandemic, the average price of fresh milk rose, ranging from 5,152 rupiah to 5,415 rupiah per liter. About 40% of respondents stated that they received higher prices of fresh milk since the start of COVID-19 pandemic. And however, the majority of respondents stated they received similar prices of fresh milk compared to before COVID-19 situation. Quality is important factor in pricing determination, as stated by 86% of respondents. The most important quality factors include the percentage of fat, total plate count, and total solid. Next are the challenges faced by the actors along the dairy value chain. For the farm input suppliers, the main challenges are low quality, limited availability, and price fluctuation of inputs, and limited land for forage. For farmers, the main challenges are farmer regeneration, farmer capabilities, cattle ownership, milk quality, milk quantity, and productivity. Land and cow ownership scale are small, and the size of cow a cattle house is small and located next to farmer's house and aging farmers. The main challenges faced by cooperatives are technical skill, managerial skills, and price fluctuation. And then for milk processor, the main challenges include fresh milk supply fluctuation from cooperative in terms of quality and quantity. And for small medium enterprises, they face lack of infrastructure, particularly cold chain system. And for the retailers, the main challenges are limited access of cold chain system and competition from digital markets. What about the impact of COVID-19 pandemic on the market access, input, and technical support? Our survey on 480 farmers in West Java reveals that about 96%, of respondents stated that their ability to sell to cooperative are quite similar compared to before COVID. This is also true for farmers' ability to find grass, purchase concentrates, purchase veterinary, and access water to provide animal. It is also important to note, however, that about 25% of farmers stated they face difficulties accessing technical support from extension service or KUD staff compared to before COVID-19 pandemic. And for the conclusion, there are several actors involved in the dairy value chain, including farm input suppliers, farmers, cooperatives, processors, distributors, retailers, and consumers. Before and during COVID-19 pandemic, the majority of actors along the value chains are optimistic about the future of dairy industry in Indonesia. And the quality is important factor in pricing determination. And the top three quality include percentage of fat, total plate count, and total solids. Access to markets and inputs during COVID-19 are quite similar. However, during COVID-19 pandemic, some farmers face difficulties accessing technical support from extension service or cooperative compared to before COVID-19 pandemic. And there are several recommended actions we propose from the study. For farm input suppliers, it is important to improve the availability of forage through procurement of land for forage, price stability for raw materials for feed, and for farmers, it is important to attract young generation to include in the dairy farming, and procurement of land for forage provide capacity building of farmers to increase their skill in the dairy farming and increase their cattle population and also improve local breed. And for cooperatives, it is important to increase the managerial skills of the staff, improve the management of cooperative to the modern and lean organization, and provide technical support to farmers during COVID-19 pandemic. And then for milk processors, it is important to develop product diversification, and for small processor, it is important to increase investment in equipment and then create a standard operational procedure in production unit. And for the retailers, it is important to use online market and promote the benefits of consuming dairy products to the consumers through advertising. And for governments, it is important to synergize government policies and promote milk for young generation by creating a government policy to increase drinking milk awareness. That's all about my presentation. Thank you very much.